Right, guys.
Is that giving you a lifeline?
Yeah, I'm still thinking what a funny old game rugby can be, can't it? The way the pressure can flip from one side to the other, and it can lead to strange things happening in a game. At this stage, if those 5 points give us the chance, well, they certainly mean there's a real value in the Cast home game, which is fantastic for us as a team to prepare for. Obviously, fantastic for the supporters because they can come and there's a glimmer, you know. Because at the end of the day, if we can end up going to Munster with something to play for, it's almost like you've qualified for the last 16 and you're fighting for the last 8. You know, that's kind of what that last round is, if you've got something to fight for, and that would be a fantastic thing for us to look forward to if we can get there. But for now, I think we've just got to accept a few lessons that probably, and I've got to hold my hand up here, probably something was probably tripping in to our levels of performances for probably 4 or 5 weeks. Probably didn't quite, you know, it's like anything. When you've won every Premiership game and you've lost, you know, you've drawn against Munster and you've only lost by 4 points away to the French champions. You don't want to. It's so easy to not want to overreact to things, but actually, now in hindsight, when we've actually sat down and talked about things this week, just a few little things have just dripped away from maybe our focus. And the interesting thing is, Bayer's literally talking about 2 things. We've literally talked about 2 things during the week, and I'm not going to say what they are, but they weren't. It's really interesting, but it wasn't our scrum, and it wasn't our line out, it wasn't our maul, and it wasn't our pick and go, but there were other extra Chiefs qualities. And what happens all of a sudden? Pick and go scores a couple of tries, our scrum looks dominant, our line out maul's functioning. It really is one of those things that just shows you how rounded the game is. That there's never one answer to any one thing, but actually, if you get 2 or 3 of your basic qualities right, then the fundamentals of your game all of a sudden they start to stand up again, and that's what happened tonight.
Having seen it sort of, as you said, creep away in the last few months, is it particularly satisfying as well to sort of stop it now before it creeps further? I
don't know if we've stopped it, but we've talked about it and we've addressed it, and so it's something that we can now use as a real driver for us for the rest of the season. And I think that's the key now, is just for us to just move on. We talk about it all the time, when we lose, you've got to move on, and when you win, you've got to move on. Like now, we're not, what we're talking about now, like we're suddenly some dominant force in Europe because we've come away and won a Heineken Cup game. Well, it didn't look like that last week, and it didn't look like that, you know, a few weeks ago we were in Cast. So nothing flips that quickly. What we've got to do now is we've got to enjoy tonight, because I think sometimes if you put a bit of pressure on yourselves, and I don't mind holding my hand up, put a bit of pressure on the team this season to do better in the Heineken Cup. It's the one thing you sometimes forget to do, along with that pressure, is forget to enjoy yourself. I've actually said to the lads, I know we've got a big game next week against Saracens, but we should just stop, draw breath, and enjoy tonight, and remember why we're playing the game and why we're here and why you spend time together and why you fight for each other, so we can enjoy nights like tonight. And I'm actually going to just let them focus on that for now, and we'll kind of move on and we'll revisit things on Monday that we talked about during the week, and we'll just make sure that they stay there for the next game against Saracens. Okay, thank you guys.
Thank you.
I was going to say, for a change, it looks like you've come through without any serious injuries, hopefully.
Well, we'll see, because obviously if Jack Mourner's ankle injury is a problem, that could cause us a problem.
Yes.
But hopefully the other things just look like bumps and bruises and cuts, so should be good.
And is that the same, sorry, with all the guys that missed today, people like Henry Slade and those
unfortunately not. Stu Townsend's got a pretty serious knee injury and he's probably done for the season, so that's put a little bit of a pressure on us at scrum half. Nick White's foot at this stage doesn't look as bad as the last injury he had. It's more like a bit of a stirring up of that problem, but we're hoping that that's a couple of weeks.
Henry Slade?
Henry Slade doesn't look too bad. Again, we're hoping that with intensive treatment, that again that's weeks, not months.
Cool.
Okay?
Thank you.
Right, thank you.